Hi, I'm Jim Hilgendorf. My wife Elizabeth and I are continuing our journey of traveling together to a new America. Elizabeth passed away a little over a year ago, but we're together still, heart to heart, in life and death, reaching out to people all across this country, in towns and cities, on roads and byways. There's a new world coming, struggling for expression, and we'd like to tell you about it. Today, I'd like to read a short piece. It's about a woman I met a few years ago. Only got to know her for about a week, but her story really resonated with me. It's called A Late Marriage. Akiko married her husband in Tokyo after the Second World War. Her husband, Joe, was in the military. A few years after the war ended, Joe was transferred to the United States, and they lived the ensuing years in different locations around the country. Finally, they settled down in what turned out to be a permanent assignment in El Paso, Texas. Like many war brides, Akiko found life in America harsh and lonely. When she arrived in the States, she spoke almost no English. There was no one to talk to reminisce with, and the heat and strangeness of Texas disturbed her. She would stay indoors many days, coming out onto the streets only in the evening because of the high temperatures. She had 3 children, and gradually she adjusted. She flew back to Japan from time to time, but gradually her life became rooted in America. Her relationship with Joe was something of a burden. They were not really close. He started to drink a lot, and he treated her with a certain coldness, and at times even disdain. She retreated into her children, and then they were gone. The years had passed, and before she almost knew it, she and Joe were celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary. The children gathered and some friends. It was a lovely time. A year later, Joe was diagnosed with terminal cancer. He fought it intensely at first, rebelling against his fate. Then, as his body withered and the grip of death began to show its ascendancy, he turned to his wife. His whole attitude changed. Where there had been a coldness, a wall, there blossomed forth, for the first time in their marriage, a softness, a glow, an enchantment on his part. He treasured the presence of Akiko. He loved to see her, to hold her hands, to embrace her in his feeble arms. "Hold me, honey," he would say to her, "hold me." And he would look intently at her with endearment. "You look so beautiful." And she would shush him and hold him, and he did not want her to let him go, but she would say, "I have to go to the store. You'll be all right. I'll be back." He did not want to be away from her at all. The light in his eyes took on a certain intensity, wide and blue, looking into eternity. "Hold me, honey," he kept telling her over and over, and his look told that he was in love. "You look so beautiful." This went on for 3 months. When Joe died, Akiko was at his side, and it seemed as though one moment he was there and the next he was not, and his eyes had a lovely blue light in them as the spirit in him slipped quietly away. She treasures his memory. She holds it dear still. She lives with one of her daughters. The days pass away. Joe is forever in her heart. Death was the one that brought them together. Death made them see. And finally, I'd just like to remind you once again, please keep faith with your dreams, both for yourself and for our country. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.